mean, shouldn't we touch on the fact that this is definitely not where we've been recording the past few episodes?
Where are we?
Yeah,
I
where is
Is this space?
this? I hope.
I mean, it's a dark wall. It's a dark wall. There's random white dots and color everywhere. You never know.
So, due to complications with the last area where we were shooting our studio, we can't use it anymore. So,
but it's okay.
So
We're
here we are in the Xbox in the theater building where we have many classes.
Yes.
So that's where the episodes are going to be for the foreseeable future. Yeah, we'll give you a tour, house tour. Not really, it's a space tour, but it's a big box. It's a big black box.
Black box. Snack of the week.
Goldfish. That's it. All right, that was a good question.
All right.
The snack does fun.
Goldfish.
So the first question that we have for today is actually from a viewer from in the comments. Emily Kiwi, shout out to you.
Kiwi.
Emily Kiwi asked, our favorite line ever delivered and the hardest line you've ever had to deliver.
Oh. All right. So.
I'll go first because I prepared.
She's smart.
I am.
We don't.
So my favorite line is from the Iliad, the Odyssey, and all of Greek mythology in 99 minutes or less. It's a really fun show if you ever had the chance to read it. I played Hera, which is Zeus's wife. And it's a two-part line, so it starts with, that's it, I'm helping the Greeks, I don't care what Zeus says. Zeus, of course, brings in a messenger. I'm going to tell you.
I started singing Itsy Bitsy Spider, I'm sorry.
So he sends like a messenger to Hera being like, no, you can't. And so the note he has is, don't even think about it, love Zeus. And my last line is, poop, as I walk on stage.
Just poop.
So AKA,
Yeah.
you know the cuss word.
Who wants to go?
I still have a
Yeah, she's
second
still
part. Okay.
Get the question for you peers, that way people don't forget about it.
Oh yeah, like right, but nah. Second part of the question that we all forgot about.
My hardest line that I've had is from Jackie and Me, which is about Jackie Robinson and the kid traveling like back in time to do a history paper. And so I was the delivery person, because we all played multiple roles, because there was a very small cast. And it's not that it's a hard line to deliver, it's a hard line because of the language in it and the way he had to say it. I'm not going to say the actual word, once I read it you will understand.
Oh.
I know where this is going.
Yes. So the line is, how's that going to work, kid? What am I going to say to my boss when he asks why I've given a ride to N-word boys in my truck? And and of course my director, Andy Ray, I love you if you're watching, but it was just a very hard line for me to say the actual word.
Yes.
Wait, did you?
We all had. But then the show got canceled because of virus.
That's so
Because of insert virus.
2020.
Yeah.
Insert the year 2020. 2020.
So
I don't even care what that
it was very hard because it was like,
I could
it goes against all of my morals to like do that.
not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Start sweating.
And he was like, you gotta say it. And I'm like,
You have to say that. Why?
No, maybe we don't do a play.
That's something that my high school straight up would have been like, what? And just not let us do it.
no, because we had, well, Overland's very diverse too.
Oh, dude, Hamilton Ranch is not.
Yeah.
So Overland is a very diverse high school. So it like,
White people to look.
who wants to go?
I don't remember mine word for word, but I can probably paraphrase them well enough. So my favorite line, I don't know if I have like necessarily like a favorite. Oh no, my favorite line is from Peter and the Starcatcher, and it wasn't really because. Oh no, okay, no, this one. There's a line that Blackstash says in Peter and the Starcatcher. Blackstash is a really meta character if you've read the play. Like, he talks about like a Mercedes-Benz at some point, and then he also has this line where Molly has just like yelled at him about like, do you know who I am, blah, 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 blah. and I got to lean in to my friend Reese. Reese, if you're watching, shout out, this was hilarious. He leans in and it just goes, "Oh, and I bet your milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, but I don't care." And just because it's a funny song and it's a funny line and the character is so funny, like by far one of my favorite parts that I've done. Black Stash is so good. It's just so good. Someone made me, like after, like a couple of weeks after that show finished, one of my friends made me, like, it was Halloween too, so I was in a Power Rangers hoodie and it was weird. Like came up and was like, "Hey, will you please say the milkshake line so that I can put it on my story?" And I was like, "Bro, it's been like a month since Peter." And she was like, "Come on, please." And I had to do it in that voice, in that way. It's been a while. But it's just a good line, and it really hit. I never did get people to laugh at that line, which with a lot of Peter and the Starcatcher, people kind of just don't care a lot of the time. Hardest line, probably, just because I'm not an angry person, and I don't super yell at people, I had to get to like a really difficult state of mind just for the character in general. From the Diviners, there is a moment in the show where Cece and Ferris are arguing about like what's best for Buddy, who's Ferris's son. I was Ferris, because I didn't get to be Cece, and I wasn't little enough to be Buddy. So basically, I had to straight up scream at Jack.
Sorry, if you can't see, she's making 2 goldfish. Yeah.
Alright, so that's a weird preface to this. I had to scream at Jack to like, I think it was like, "We were fine before you, we'll be just fine without you, so get the hell on back down the road," or something like that. It was really weirdly worded because of the dialect for it. And it was hard just because I'm not great at yelling at people and not great at being angry, and I had to be really, really pissed. But it was a good line. I hurt my throat because I don't always yell correctly. Actually, I never yell correctly. But the show ended up being fantastic, and that was a really good memory from it. So yeah, either that or having to be like, I kill people in a different show. Alright. You going, Nate?
Yeah, my turn. So my favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite one was when I was in 4th grade. You can tell I've been in this for so long.
You joined in kindergarten.
I know.
I only been in this shit since 7th grade.
But my favorite line was my very first play in 4th grade that I had at least a big role in. The play was Blue Suede Paws. The play was Blue Suede Paws. I was Coach something. I cannot remember the name. I just know that I was a coach. And it was hilarious because even at the time, I knew that this coach was dumb, and I got to be a dumb character, so that's always fun. And he's like, the line is, something, "Where's this dude? He makes me miserable. Mizzarable. If you can spell that you can, yep." My brain stopped working for a second. Mizzarable. You can tell that this dude was dumb. He was a terrible coach. Couldn't think of coach for 3 seconds. But it was just hilarious because I had to put on a wig, this like really like typical coach from like the 50s or 60s costume on. And I was in 4th grade, so I'm like 9, 8, something like that. I can't remember ages. And so I'm a little bitty thing. You see me in person, you know I'm a big thing.
Yeah.
So like, that was really funny being the tiniest person there and being like, "I'm a coach." Yeah.
Now, look at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
TSC.
Oh, yeah.
And then my hardest one, because like Carson, I do not like getting mad at people. I don't like yelling at people. I have a hard time with it. And in Almost Maine, yeah, I had to be.
I'm just shot. Goldfish comes in my eye from laughing. Continue.
All right, goldfish jumps.
Oh.
Anyway, be really mad at this girl who just blew off our plans to just have some beers and whatnot, and I wasn't able to get this monologue down. Yeah, I wasn't able to get this monologue down, or to the point that the director wanted. They had me redo it like 5 times. 4 out of the times I just could not do it. At the time, I'm like, I'm gonna pretend that I'm mad at myself, and I actually got it. So I was proud that I was able to get it, but it just took me so long to actually get it to the mad levels that the director's on.
Which scene was that?
It's the very last scene. It's
Oh.
when she doesn't understand what the painting is.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
gave it to her.
We had a kid sad.
Because he's mad that she blew him off, and
Mm.
he's like, you know what they said was true. You are stuck up in your
Oh,
head.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't like love. Screw off. I don't even want to talk to her at work anymore. And she comes out and he's like, oh shit, you got a green personality. I'm gonna back off, man.
And then
And then they strip and kiss on stage.
they go inside to do the horizontal 30.
And they say that it lasts for a day. Because they took off the next day to work. Lydia!
Turn it is.
This is actually like the worst question for me. Like, I don't know.
Answer.
You're on the podcast. You're on the podcast.
I mean, if you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. Like,
I paraphrased the hell out of mine.
Yeah.
I probably remember my show.
So I would say my favorite line would be in Bring It On. I was Bridget, and like Bridget was like nerdy or whatever, and so she would just say like, I don't know, just like the really.
We're having a problem trying to figure out how to eat goldfish correctly. I'm gonna do that.
Please continue.
What if there was like a whole bowl and it just like.
That would defeat the entire purpose of a map.
yeah.
No, but it was like.
Have you seen that meme of the dude at like Noodles and Company? And he's like got his mask and he puts his phone down, he goes, and just like a bunch of pasta into his face mask, and he's like,
Looks around the scene.
it's just like sauce.
It's a plain white mask.
No, it's one of the, like the bluish surgical ones, so it like sinks in.
So, yeah, so in Bring It On,
Lynn, ow! Continue.
in Bring It On, I was just like really nerdy or whatever, and I get to this new school and like all of a sudden I'm getting like a lot of attention, and like the love interest that I had in the musical, he was like complimenting me or whatever, and I was like, I don't know, I said something along the lines of like,
I just spit so much.
Let Olivia talk. I'll say it so the comments don't.
it was something along the lines of, she was like, Jinkies, no one's ever said that to me before, and then she was like, with the exception of a hobo once in my youth pastor, and I was like,
Oh, man.
girl, that's like,
Jamie.
okay, yeah. And then the hardest line I've ever had to deliver, I would say, I don't remember like any lines from Pippin off the top of my head, but it was just Pippin in general because it was just a really,
The whole last line.
yeah, like, well, it was a character I never like played before, and like, I played the like it didn't even have a name. It was literally called like the lead
Please
player.
don't put a lid plate counter.
And
I'm 32. Sorry.
our next question is, what is your favorite TV show quote? And what is your favorite movie quote?
Should we have thought about this one longer too?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because I have it off the top of my head, but like.
I also have it off the top of my head.
I'm not looking up.
Okay, my favorite movie quote. My favorite movie quote is from Robots. You guys know what that now?
I don't think I ever watched it.
It's like animated and it had like a blue robot and like Yeah. I
No
know.
way, a movie about robots had
The
robots
red
in it?
one was Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So,
Rest
like
in
they're
peace.
fighting basically this big corporation that's like trying to get the robots to upgrade their parts or whatever. And like sometimes like in like random moments in my mind, I would be like, he goes like, upgrades, people, upgrades. Like,
Oh, the meme.
that's just funny.
It's
and
become a
then-
meme if you haven't known.
Literally, like,
It's got the same background as the stonks.
Yeah. But with robots actually too. It's the height of robots.
Yeah. I can go next. After I finish two, of course.
You were done, right?
Oh no, TV show.
yeah. I don't really have a favorite TV show quote. My favorite TV show though was Vampire Diaries, so I don't
Probably something from that show then.
know. Yeah.
I don't watch, so I don't know.
The Office and like anything from there is cool.
Alright. My favorite TV show quote is from a blooper from Parks and Rec. I assume you guys know where this is going, just because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So they're talking about like comeback stories. It's like everybody loves a good comeback story, like Seabiscuit, Rocky, and then Chris Pratt just goes, Kim Kardashian, and everybody goes, what? And he's like, well, on the video she got cum on her back, and then Aubrey Plaza just hits him.
She's like, Chris!
She just goes, and then like, Nick Offerman, and he's hard to break,
Yeah.
just breaks down laughing.
You see him with the script, he kind of like...
It just like spikes it and starts laughing. And Amy Poehler's like, you know, I do think she had cum on her back in the video, actually.
Yeah, she turned and she's like,
If I remember,
I think that works.
Like,
I think that does work.
Still, it's just so good. There's so many good bloopers from that show. And favorite movie quote of all time is from my favorite movie of all time, from Kingsman, the first one. The second one is also incredible, but the first one's better, in my opinion. You can disagree if you so desire. And it's the scene in the pub where Galahad gets up to leave and he just locks the doors and he goes, manners maketh man. You know what that means? And then he just yeets a cup at a dude and cool fight scene. And it's just it's just badass. And I always thought it was cool. So, yeah, that's it.
Season 8, Episode 1, Farmington, How I Met Your Mother, when Ted is talking to Klaus and asking him why he won't marry Victoria. And Klaus explains Lebenstein Schicksalsschatz, which is lifelong treasure of destiny, and then Violating Gegenstand, which is almost the thing that you want, but it is not quite. And I want to find my Lebenstein Schicksalsschatz, you know. And then my favorite movie is a tie, Iron Giant and Surf's Up, and quote from Iron Giant is when the Iron Giant explodes the nuke, it's right before it, and it's like you get to choose who you get to be.
I can't believe the Iron Giant has been Diesel. That still
Right.
always surprises me.
I like it. It's like, who do you want to be? It's like, who do I want to be?
Then he
And then he gets exploded all over, and then he finds a screw that finds him in the Antarctic Circle. And he starts to
Isn't Groot in Diesel too?
Yes.
Groot.
Hey, Amberlee,
Yes,
is it your turn?
I think so. TV show quote. When it comes to TV shows, I don't really pay attention for quotes and stuff like that. So
Nice censorship there.
yeah. And then for my favorite movie quote is from A League of Their Own. If you know League of Your Own, you know how good of a movie that is.
I actually haven't seen it.
Well, we need to watch it. And there's no
I don't think I've heard of it.
there's no cry in baseball is the quote.
Oh, dude, my dad says that to me all the time.
So I take it more like in a life
Oh,
perspective
God,
of like
sports.
if you like there's
Hey, remember that quote from yesterday.
I'm sorry, just
Bad
bad
at
sports.
sports.
My back down here.
Chris will be excited about that when he watches this later.
So,
What?
did you mind just catch up to what we were talking about? Okay.
Bro, that took forever.
So, I take that quote very literal. Like there is no crying over things you can't control in life.
I beg to differ. I cry about that all the time.
Well, you need to change that.
I'm well aware of that.
And I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the quotes and stuff in the movies because I more just want to know what's actually happening. So.
I think it's time for the next question.
Question 3. What's your favorite snack from food?
Oh, snack or food? I don't have a specific favorite.
Snack like entree.
I don't know. I don't really have a specific.
Hot wings.
That's a really good one.
I like spicy.
Same. Anything Mexican food. True. I really like Mexican food. That's all. I don't have a specific favorite. It used to be ham for some reason when I was a kid. I just really liked Black Forest ham.
Hell yeah.
Not so much anymore. It's still good, but if I'm having a sandwich, I'm gonna have a turkey sandwich, not a ham sandwich. So
I think my favorite food is probably Chinese food. I don't know, because you can get so many different flavors within that too.
Just like the
yeah.
Chinese food here?
I sense this the fuck word am I trying to find?
I don't know.
A connection between it's vaguely involves spice.
Yeah.
Straight up, the whole point is spicy. Mexican food's just typically really spicy. Some Chinese food's blisteringly hot. Asian heat is way different as well.
Yeah.
It's you've got the burn that's hot wing burn, Mexican food, butthole gonna hurt later burn. Asian food is different.
It touches the whole food taste and stuff.
Yeah. It's
It's like it gets the teeth, it gets the
Yeah. It's more so of my nose runs.
Mhm.
My nose runs less with other spice, but with an Asian food spice, my nose runs like crazy.
There's definitely spice.
Yeah.
How spice
Yeah.
affects your whole body. It's how things is just
My favorite food is Japanese food, and that's what I grew up on for the most part.
Is that why you like anime so much?
Is that why you leave?
I used to actually hate anime. I used to despise anime. Except for I don't know, during mostly when I was really young and stuff like that. But or Sailor Moon, I was really into that. But
I watched so much Naruto when I was a kid, dude.
yeah, in middle school I never watched anime, and then
I was Pokemon kid.
my uncle put
I
it
never
on
thought those
the
were anime, and then I look back and
Let Olivia talk.
No. That's good. Next question.
Wait, sushi or just Japanese food in general?
Japanese food in general. I like sushi. I was more into sushi when I was a lot younger, in middle school, high school.
Well, you not like raw fish?
No, I have a question, but don't want to hop over you.
No.
Do you like traditional where it's a bed of rice and then that, or
With the rest of the outside?
yeah, well it's
Typically, all Asian food served with rice and then whatever it is on top.
Yeah, so
American style sushi where it's the actual roll thing is the top one.
Oh, you're talking nigiri and
which one?
sashimi.
yeah. So yeah, the.
Do you like just the fish, or do you like the fish with the rice? Is what he's
I like-
asking.
the fish with the rice, but I don't know, something that my uncle does is he puts kimchi on top of it, which is
Ooh.
even Japanese or anything.
It's just
I don't know, it's just good, yeah.
Then again, there's people that are ooh, cabbage that was in the ground for a really long time.
That's my cousin. Whenever I go to eat kimchi in front of her, she'll be bro, get away from me with that.
My mom's the same way. She just wants to vomit. She's it's
Yeah.
gross. They put it in a hole for a couple months, and I'm dude, that sounds lit.
Why not? Let's prevent, you know?
Have you seen what I do every day?
Definitely, like, the
That's not
solid,
sexual innuendo. I'm just cutting out my room all the time, okay?
no, but like the solid, like, number one favorite dish would be like katsudon, which is like it's like white rice with
Sorry.
people know it with like pork, chicken, or like it's like honestly whatever, but like it's like pickled guns and frying it and it's like a sauce.
I like eating color. Wait.
Whoa, hold on. What kind?
Hey, stop knocking out,
I like eating red and green goldfish first.
You too.
Eating color.
It's just your
She gave me the sign and she's like, but change your word.
You better zoom in on the side eye. Oh my god.
You better either take that back or show proof, sir.
I'm not gonna take it back. I'm not eating any type of color.
Okay. I think we're going to answer the
For
question.
the fourth time.
Question number 4. What is your favorite TV opening / song?
I'll go first. Mine is Friends, just because I really love that show. Literally, I own so much like merchandise from Friends. It's crazy how much I own.
Literally, the Friends movie every single day.
Yes, most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Popcorn blank. Seems like
I'm
a
trying to
popcorn
think.
moment.
Yeah.
I've never had like a specific affinity to any of them, but I guess I'll just do like, I don't know, the opening to Demon Slayer is cool, and that's what I just binge watched all of in like 3 days. So that one, the opening to Demon Slayer, because it's a really good show. Shout out Audrey for telling me to watch it a year ago, and then me finally getting around to it.
I like these two, the Spectacular Spider-Man, where it's like more really straight lines, where it's not like curves and stuff in it. And then Digimon Tamers, I think, where they have cards. It's like the third one, and it's only 3 people instead of like there's 6 really big groups.
Another really good one on the tangent of Spider-Man. Do you guys know the old X-Men? The old X-Men cartoon, like the opening was like, that one slaps, dude. That's so good. Okay.
Oh, so I don't know. My favorite TV opening / song.
What?
It's like that. So my favorite TV show opening right now, I feel like it has to be the opening of Kisa's Kiss, because it is really just stuck in my head. Like that shit just plays like over and over. Like I don't know. It's just like it's stuck in my head. But of all time, it's definitely the opening to Tokyo Ghoul because it just slaps really hard.
That's all the questions we have for this episode. Make sure to like, comment questions for further episodes, subscribe, and ring that bell.